Hello, Steve. Hello, Joe. It's time to game classy.
This call is being recorded.
Up in the atom.
Up and at them.
Up in the atom.
Up and at them.
Better.
Oh, man.
Such a great episode.
Really good. Really good.
You know what? Stop listening to this podcast. Go watch that episode of The Simpsons. I think it's like season 6 or 7.
Yeah, I mean, you just put out anything from season 2 to 10, 2 to 9, you're good.
3 to 9. That's what I always say. I say avoid
Aren't there some real bangers in 2?
I mean, there are some that are decent. It's definitely where they were like, okay, we're going to continue some of the stuff from season 1. We're going to try some new stuff, and that new stuff really hit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, it's not one of my favorite. If I had to watch between season 2 and let's say season 16, I would pick season 2.
Where'd you get that awesome knife? I stole it off that Borgnine guy.
That's season 3.
It's good stuff.
I think that's season 3, right? It's Bart the Boy Scout.
I don't remember. I have no sense of when episodes are from when in Simpsons because I watched so much of it just on TV.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
it just melted.
Not season 3, by the way. No, season 2 has like I'm looking at it right now. I'm like, yeah, some of these are pretty good, but I mean, I would definitely not put those in my top 10.
Mm-mm.
It has I do like Oh Brother Where Art Thou with Unky Herb.
Yeah, Unky Herb's really good.
Yeah.
Danny
DeVito. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I'm just going to say watch Radioactive Man. I want to say season
Man. Yes. The goggles, they do nothing.
The goggles, it's got so many. It's like line after line after line.
It has an absolutely insane amount of one-liners for sure.
Yeah, it's one of the few that I would call a perfect episode.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yes,
I like that, and I really like
Monorail.
What the hell is it? Well, Monorail's good, but no, Scorpio, Hank Scorpio.
You only move twice.
Yeah, that episode's great.
Oh yeah, that's another like top 10 perfect episode. Last Exit to Springfield was my number 1. That's the one where Homer's a union boss and goes on strike. I don't know. There's something about it that's just so wonderful. Like when it's like, who's there? Goons.
Hired goons.
Hired goons.
Then they just grab him.
and the best part is that later on, like less than 5 minutes later, Mr. Burns is like, does something. He's like, have my goons do something, and Homer goes, goons. Just like a weird callback. Oh, so perfect. Anyway, welcome to Simpsons Classy. I'm your host Joe, and with me as always is my co-host Sideshow Steve.
Hey, Sideshow Mel, or hey, Sideshow Steve. That's how it's done, kid. All right, Krusty, we are ready to get started. And Krusty?
Yes, that's the Lisa versus Malibu Stacy.
That's a good one.
Beautiful episode. I don't know why. What's the line in that one that I always find super funny? Hello, Mr. Burns. You're really good at turning me on.
Yes, you probably should ignore that. Man.
Good times. Anyway, I hope you got some stuff planned because I really don't have too much aside from I wanted to give a Horus Heresy update. But
yeah, I mean, hit the update, and I'll see what I can pull up.
So, for everybody out there who's been listening for a while, the new edition of Horus Heresy has now officially dropped. I think some of the outrage has calmed down.
That would be the cycle.
Yeah. Well, it's so apparently Games Workshop, when they released the army books for the good guys and the bad guys for Horus Heresy, just like they did for the old world, right?
Mm-hmm.
They left out a ton of stuff that has been in the game for several years at this point. 6-7 years at this point.
Mhm.
And people are like, "What the fuck? I had this unit in my army. It was good, and now you're just taking it out." Well, they came out and they said, "Well, we're releasing a PDF of all the stuff that's not in the army books that will cover almost everything that's been released for Horus Heresy." And people were like, "Well, why in the fuck did you just put it in the army books to begin with?" Which I understand. It's, those books are huge as is.
I mean, this is just my complete, I have a complete just like brainworm theory about that anyway. And and I specifically think it's because of how arcane journals are working for Old World.
Yeah.
I think that they want, I believe, I mean, again, this is just me speculating, obviously, but I believe
Speculate.
I am speculating. Games Workshop does not want the pacing or speed cycle of their, I'll just use rotations for their editions that they have on 40K and on AOS on Old World and Horus Heresy. Like, they don't want to update them as fast as those games edition wise, but
Yes.
they still want to have the same kind of heavy release schedule in some way,
Okay.
models, books, whatever. They want releases to be coming out with a steady pace.
Yes.
But what Games Workshop doesn't know how to really do that without doing, giant fuck ass edition changes. So
Sure.
someone there finally figured out, wait, if we drop bigger books at one time, we can then just drop smaller books way more often instead of doing we can drop the smaller books and get people to buy them without having to change the edition. So it's less work.
So what you're saying is someone time traveled from 2012 and was like, "Hey, we're getting beat by this very popular game called by Privateer Press. Let's use their release schedule." That worked out fine for them.
Sort of, minus the fact that if Privateer had stuck to books at the release schedule and not a new model every every month. I think there was a model for every faction every month. It was a lot. It was way too much. But for example, they said, hey, we dropped, in one article, they were like, yep, we've released all of the books for the Old World for the core factions. So then people were immediately speculating, well, I guess that's it. I guess they're gonna fucking, I guess they're gonna do a new edition now, right? Like, all the books are out. What else is there for them to release? And then, surprise, surprise, what did they release? They dropped the fact that there's 2 arcane journals coming up that are not, that are for armies that already exist, and one of them is like a quasi campaign book.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm gonna split it in half though. I see what they're doing. However, I don't think that's going to change the 3-year release cycle. Personally, myself.
Is Heresy on the 3-year? I don't know if
Heresy just finished off a 3-year.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's been 3 years.
Okay.
But
well,
yeah,
3 years is still a lot longer than the update, because I mean, there's a huge update for Sigmar and 40K every year.
Yeah, there is, but there's a new edition every 3 years. And
yes.
I would love it, because I think that was the problem with a lot of people complaining about Heresy, is that no one really wanted a major edition shift. Almost everyone was relatively happy with 2nd edition. They were like, okay, this is good. We can do, it needs updates for sure. Like, you could probably switch some of the meta around. It's fine. But let's make tanks a little stronger this edition and calm down dreadnoughts. Okay, perfect. No, everyone would be kind of like, there'll be grumbles, but people would think would be happy. It's like a complete almost nuke from orbit.
Okay.
Of the system. Like, it's a brand new system. It's insane how different it is.
So it's a huge update.
It's a huge update, and to do a huge update on a game that everybody was kind of like, yeah, this game's pretty good, is insane in my opinion.
Well, they don't know how to do anything else. That's the problem.
The only thing I could think was that they wanted to get away from the old edition because they had to pay someone money for the old edition rules, and they didn't want to pay that person money.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking.
I still think that's why they've never re-released War Master.
I mean, that could be very well be a reason. That's the main, like, I think that because it was based off the 6th edition were 40K rules, everyone was like, okay, like the 2nd edition was away from the 6th edition rules a little bit,
Mhm.
and then maybe they still had to pay like $5 a month to this guy, and they're like, that's too much money. And so they had to nuke it completely and come up with a brand new rules engine, which no one was calling for. So I don't know. But anyway, what I was saying is that they're releasing these legacy PDFs, and the reason is officially, or I guess unofficially, from Games Workshop, this is what it's being said, is that the Liber Chaotica and the Liber Astartes are missing so much because they only want to have the models that are currently selling without need of conversion in the books.
Mhm.
And everything else is based off of conversions or stuff that's not available at this time. Now, that makes sense. I'm like, okay. I'm like nodding. Like, okay, I see what you're saying there. But I'm just like, well, why the fuck am I paying $65 for something that is incomplete? Because the legacy PDFs that they're releasing are tournament legal, like quotation marks.
Okay.
Even though I don't really understand.
They have the same thing like that for Old World. So
yeah. It's just so bizarre to me. I don't really understand why they would do that. But whatever. I still think it would be nice for them to do I really like the so on when it came out, I only bought the book about the Drop Site Massacre, their Arcane Journal. And it was really well done. I liked it quite a bit. I think it was a very good little supplement, and I'll be excited to buy those on a regular basis. It's like, ooh, look what's coming. Ooh, look what's coming. That hits my nerd button.
That was the big diorama. That was the big diorama they made too. The Drop Site Massacre, very cool.
But that's what I'm saying is like those like Arcane Journals for Old World, like those buttons, like that hits the button in my head and going,
it's really good. I was so happy I was able to get a copy of the match to play guide.
Oh, you got a copy of it?
I did. Yeah, I got it from Grognard.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I did not pick that up.
Young Giuseppe hooked me up. It's great. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks neat.
Yeah, highly recommended. The one thing that is kind of not kind of I don't know. I was formulating my thought in that manner. There is one specific, not a gripe, but point I'll make is they have a couple list building restriction options for match play, and they're like, we suggest there's 3. There's open, like I don't remember what the hell they're called, but it's like open, grand muster, and like something else. Like there's 3. Open is like the rules as is, like that's like it's like the core book, which basically no tournaments are using, and most people will probably not use in casual play either. But the other one is it's like it has these restrictions, and then the third one has like, okay, this one also has these restrictions. What most people seems like they're going to do is they're going to take both of the restricted lists and put them together, because they have things like, it goes back to 6th edition style where it's like you can only have you have to have 0 to 3 of special, 0 to 2 of rare. You can't have 3 or more of the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking 40K.
No.
Like what?
Yeah, no. Yeah, so so there's a lot, and they combine them. If you combine the 2 restrictions, it's pretty damn tight. It's good. I'm a fan. I like it, and I know there's it seems to be like, because someone posted that YouTube video in the Discord about the quote unquote scandal. I was also making fun of that Irish lady or whatever who makes the super clickbait Warhammer videos.
There's a scandal.
Well, that's exactly what I said. I was like, scandal? What the fuck are you talking about? And it wasn't a scandal. It was basically just like it was the people who were bitching about the 1.5 FAQ, and I was just like, oh, okay, so it's literally nothing. It's not a scandal at all. But it's so funny to me, it's like how are you guys new to the hobby? Like what? Like some of the complaints they had was like, well, it was nuts. I was like, that's how FAQs always work for Games Workshop. Like some stuff gets better, some stuff gets worse.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty fucking standard. Like that is how you hope they hit the stuff that you want them to hit. Like that's one of the things. And I mean, I admit there's one change which I thought was kind of weird, or not weird, but like there's one complaint that I do agree with that I don't have a particular fix for. I mean, I don't care. I mean, I'm sure they'll fix it eventually. And also my opinion on what the fix should be doesn't fucking matter. But the change to the charge rules, or the change to the way infantry fight, makes charging worse for you, infantry versus infantry, if the closer your units are together. And what I mean by that, so in the old rules, it was the front, because I think you and I actually talked about this when I was talking about how infantry, were rough. And I was like, only fighting in the front rank is such a death sentence for infantry.
It's also, I think, boring as shit.
Right. Yeah. Well, it also makes infantry really, really bad. So they changed it where infantry now fights in the front and second rank. You always get an additional rank of fighting unless you charged, which in that case it reverts to the rules as is right now, which is you get your front rank only, and you get your second rank if you received the charge, not if you did charge. So
yeah, it's friggin' great now.
So that's good, and it's fine. Except very specifically in a very weird way, if you charge the same unit against the same unit, the charging unit will almost universally lose the fight, which is super weird. So that is an issue.
Well, but it makes sense on a tactical standpoint of you don't just want to charge in any old schlubs. You want to make sure you're charging in someone who's going to A, really do damage on that first turn, and B, you have to maneuver your troops. Now there's now you want to wheel to get it to the side, Oh,
I agree. I think I also had a very specific counterpoint as well that I was thinking about to their gripe, as it were, too, where I was like, well, that there's two reasons they did it this way. One, they want you to charge with an infantry unit that either is just beefy enough it's just going to do the damage, or they want you to use a charge as something to pin a unit down. You're charging with infantry unit, and your infantry units are generally supposed to be anvils, right?
Yeah.
And it's okay, so you want to pin it, so it doesn't really matter. You don't want to lose the fight, obviously, but you want your block to be big enough to survive and hold them there, or hit them in the flank and in front at the same time, or hold them there for a turn. Then next turn you charge with something else, get your infantry fighting, and grind them out. And I get it, but very specifically, one of the biggest problems of and this has just been a Warhammer problem for forever. I think across all their systems, maybe it's just a tabletop wargaming issue, in systems where it's possible. But MSU has been a bane of the old world.
Yeah,
and even towards the end of 6th edition and 7th edition, MSU started to become a serious fucking problem. It's really, really bad. And it's the same thing in the old world. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, if they had just made the change and they just said all infantry now fights in 2 ranks, suddenly 10-man infantry units would probably become ridiculous. Because you're like, oh, well, I'm never going to invest in the points to make a big block, but I'll just keep taking all these 10-man units and just slam a 10-man unit in the front of all your ranks, fight with my 10 guys. I don't care if they die because it's just 10-man. And then I'll just do it again. I'll keep doing it again and again. And I won't commit to a single unit. I was like, oh, that actually, I was like, that's kind of sensical. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's the Zap Brannigan method.
It is. Yeah. I'll just keep throwing wave after wave of men at it.
Waves.
Yes.
Yeah. But I mean, I think the bigger thing overall, and kind of what we're skirting around, is the fact that the gaming hobby has a new branch to it. So back in the day when you and I were starting in this, you basically had collectors, painters, and players, right? You had the collectors who just liked collecting shit. It happens. I'm one of those people. You had the players who really were hardcore into the game. It was all about meta and stuff like that. And then you had and they're fine. They're usually fun to talk to, but then they get into the nitty gritty, and you're just like, fuck off. Then you had the hobbyists, which you and I are also. We love to paint and put the stuff together, and we like big pictures of dioramas in magazines. We like magazines, like shit like that.
One of my favorite things about Warhammer is getting an army done and taking those pictures of the finished army.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have on top of that now a fourth wing, as I will call it. Not the fairy smut fourth wing, but a fourth wing. And that is people who like to listen to other people talk about gaming. Like they like to experience the hobby, the collecting, the playing, all completely secondhand from people who talk about it on YouTube and on podcasts like we do. And that was one of the things that, like, when we started this podcast back in 2011, it was never about, like, we're not informative. That's not who we are.
Yeah, that was always the joke.
Yeah. We know nothing about what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's literally just our opinions, and have a fun time fucking shooting the shit with us. Throw us on while you're painting and pretend you're at the game store, and our dumbass opinions are behind you.
That was always the point of this podcast. Is that if you go to a game store and you talk and you're sitting there painting or you're playing, and you hear the two yahoos sitting behind the counter, the Randall and Dante, talking about just gaming in general. Like that's what our podcast is. It's two guys standing behind a counter saying, like, hey, did you see the new Heresy release? It's like, yeah, fuck those guys.
I don't know. They got that new Slaneshi Emperor's Children broad with the giant rack.
Yeah. Like that's what this podcast is. But there are so many people who like base their entire lives off of like a specific, like, the opinions of this person or something or other. And I try to watch some YouTube shows, and it's like, I want to see, like, what I like to do is I like to watch real plays of board games and tabletop games, because it gives me an idea of how the game is played. I don't necessarily like real plays of D&D, and because that's like, I know how to make believe. I can do that. Yeah. But it's like the actual mechanics are what's more interesting to me. Yeah. And I watch some of these guys who do the real plays, and it's like, put the fucking camera down. Put the camera down. They sort of smack it out of their hand, like, put up a steady cam. That's what you do. Or put up a single, like, a mount or just whatever, so that the camera doesn't move. Stop holding the camera. It's too shaky. I can't handle this. It's you fucking idiot.
It's interesting. It's not.
Fat fingers. They're fat, greasy fingers in the shot too. It's like, get your fat, greasy fingers out of the fucking shot.
You're touching the models.
You're touching the models. Stop touching the models.
It's funny because this is I mean, it's not video, but one of the things that's been a consistently popular thing in Japan for a very long time, like a very, very long time, is real plays. And real plays are exactly what you think of, but they're all written. They're written records, and they sell them as like little, like, short, I don't want to say novels, but like novel-esque items. And what a real play is, it's literally just a complete recording of their game session for an RPG, like top to bottom. And then it also has every mechanic, but it just reads straight out. They just put, like, there's no table talk. So it's just like, unless it's like specifically like, I'm going to use this about this. But yeah, those have been super popular. So it's interesting to see this kind of like come out so clumsily on YouTube and in the visual format. Because I mean, the formula for doing it great is already there. Like, it is a little mini industry in Japan doing real plays. So like, if you are someone who seriously thinks you got the chops and you want to do real plays, literally just read some translated ones. There's a few out there. They're kind of hard to find, but not impossible. And then there's a bunch of games you might be surprised by too. Like there's a few BattleTech RPG real plays from Japan. Like, there's some good stuff there. And read those, see it, copy it, and then do that for your video format. Like, literally just do the same thing. Like, copy it, modify it for video, and then call it a fucking day.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, I know, like, I shouldn't say for me personally, but for just in general, I think it's horrible. Like, the way that especially Games Workshop people are out there talking about shit. It's so bad for the fucking hobby in general. Like, they over exemplify the worst traits of this game.
A lot of times, yeah.
Meta chasers are made so much worse because they're like, well, Jabroni 69 says that I should not take this unit because he says it's not good in the current meta, and it's
the rampant cheaters as well.
In rampant cheaters, and then there's the lore hounds. It's like these guys who just sit there and listen to these idiots talk about the lore of 40K. 40K has the worst
lore
ever put to a genre fiction.
Can it possibly be the worst with the sheer volume that's out there? Like, there's got to be something good in there because there's so much of it.
Well, no, there is good stuff, but there's just so much.
Yeah.
Like the Horse Heresy book series is 53 books?
Yeah, remember when that was supposed to be, what was it, 8?
Yeah.
I think it was 8. Like they gave a specific number of how many books it was supposed to be. I remember it. I don't remember what the number was, but I damn well remember they gave a specific fucking number of like how long. Like they're like, yeah, it's gonna be like 10 books. It is not 10 books.
No way possible that there is no way possible that if you have 50 books worth of material that there's anything fucking good in there.
Possibly, maybe, I don't know. That's a lot of fucking books, man.
It's a lot of fucking books. There's no reason to have that many books, and it's not just that's Horus Heresy alone. There's hundreds of books that are released yearly from Games Workshop.
Yeah, that's I guess it's a big that is a big difference, right? Like it's like, is it a series or is it books in the world? Because I would argue that you could have, just like D&D, like you could have infinite books in the D&D world and they could be fine.
Yes.
But I think having 100 books in the Dritz series, like those books are going to start to get ass.
Yeah. No, that's exactly true. And I'm just saying in general, when you're putting out that much material, and here's where my complaint comes, is that these YouTube lore fuckers come out there and what do? All they do is condense down a book into a soundbite, and they talk about something specific, like, oh, well, this Eldar artifact would blow up people's butts, and it was a very powerful artifact.
Shit, the ass exploder.
You lose all nuance and like context behind the Eldar butt exploder, and so it's impossible for the audience to get any of that nuance. Not that most human beings get nuance. That's a whole different topic altogether. But the fact that they're like, you know what? I'm going to skip all the nuance and just learn about the cool Eldar butt exploder. And then it becomes a meme, and they're like, haha, Eldar butt exploder. What about the Eldar butt exploder? And it's like, you never even read the book. You listen to some doofus sit in his
jabroni.
Basement. Yeah, you listen to jabroni sit and talk in his basement about the Eldar butt exploder. You didn't even learn about the meme site. You know what? And it's even worse is when you learn about the Eldar butt exploder from the meme that the person got from the lore expert who probably himself didn't even read the book. It's fucking terrible all around.
That all checks out.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. These YouTubers, that people who just glean information of the hobby from these YouTubers or podcasters and then comment on it on forums and Reddit and everything else. It's like you have a whole cycle of people who are so detached from the games that they don't even understand that they are games. They think it's like a lifestyle choice. They think it's like Visco or what's the other thing? What those fucking mugs that everybody had? The green mug that everybody had for like whatever, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the thermal mug.
Yes, I can't think of the name of it.
The Tic Tac
right
mug, or like a Labubu.
Or Labubus. There you go. They treat it like it's this lifestyle, but it's a game. It's fun. It's something you're supposed to do with other people. Like that's what it's about. You become so disconnected from people watching these YouTube shows where all they do is just talk about one specific thing, and it's like this is the only thing that matters. But it's the only thing that matters because it's the thing that gets them clicks and it's the thing that gets them paid. So you have that one girl who goes on there and creates these stupid fucking videos that are actually amount to absolutely nothing. But she puts up a question like, "Is 40K doomed?" And Baton Rouge's law of headlines. If the headline is a question, the answer is no every fucking time. That's the law of headlines. If it's a question, the answer is no. Because if it actually did, it would say it in a statement. It would say Warhammer is dead.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah,
Is this
Warhammer
the
dead?
end?
Is this the end? No,
No,
because it's
turns
not
out
the
it's
end.
not. Yeah.
In fact, they just
yeah, you were correct. Because if it was the end, they would just say the end of Warhammer.
yeah. It's like, and they just made like, what was it? Some ridiculous amount of like $250 million profit last year or something.
Oh, they made a shit ton, and I love the article about how like their profit might be down by 12% next year, and it's like, okay, so their profit will be down by 12%. Their company's not gonna be down, their profit will be down,
which is actually, you know, and talking with some people who work in the Games Workshop. The reason why the profits were so high this year was Space Marine 2.
Right? Their profits were exceptionally high this year. Their profits aren't going to be exceptionally low next year because there's no gigantic game pushing a huge amount of people to reignite the hobby or start the hobby.
The amount of people that came into the store and bought Space Marine starter sets because of Space Marine was astronomical. It was like, I was looking at the data, and it was someone said it was some astronomical percentage higher of the Dawn of War effect.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just because Dawn of War came out at a time when the internet was still like one of those things that people would say like, oh, you have the internet. Nowadays, it's like everybody, like people are playing Space Marine 2, and then they're like, oh, wait, there's more. And then they have the custom Barbie builder in Space Marine 2. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, very cool.
And that's like, that leans people into the actual hobby aspect of it. It's just like, just imagine if Games Workshop was run by people who knew how to like new games.
Mm.
You know, it's like Games Workshop's not really run by people who know how to, you know, attract gamers. It's run by people who just happen to fumble into it.
Mm.
And then you have people who do, you know, Space Marine 2 put this together, and now all of a sudden people are like, I want to play these games.
Yes.
It's so ass backwards to me. But anyway, that gets around the entire point altogether, and it's just, I think that we need to get rid of YouTube. That's what it all comes down to, Steve.
I think it's too late for that.
We need to kill the Batman.
We've got to kill the Batman.
So what you're saying is we have to kill the Batman.
We have to kill the Batman.
I just saw Naked Gun. I just saw the new Naked Gun movie yesterday.
I've heard like almost universally positive things about it.
It's pretty good. I mean, you know what the best part of it is? 85 minutes long.
Yes, that's the proper length for a comedy.
Absolutely 100%. There was not a second on screen where they were not giving me at least a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I was like, that it felt so good to watch, because I was like, this is pure comedy. Not all the jokes hit, but some of the jokes felt a little dated, but I was like, this is hysterical. This is great. I'm so happy that this came out like it did. Like I took my son, he's 8 years old, and he actually laughed and enjoyed it. And he was like, I don't know if I want to see the Naked Gun. And I was like, why not? And he's like, I don't know. I don't want to see it. And I'm like, you know, this kid has no reference for seeing a comedy in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really, really fun to take him to a movie that wasn't a kid's movie that he was able to laugh at stupid fart jokes with. And I was like, we're missing this as a society right now.
I do like laughing at stupid fart jokes.
I mean, who doesn't? It's
yeah, it's true.
The best fucking scene.
Dick and fart jokks.
The best fucking scene in that movie. I'm gonna spoil it because it's so good. They're watching his dash cam on his car, his police car, so they could check on a crime. And he's driving around and he's eating a chili dog, and he's like, he's got to take a shit, and he's like sweating because he's got to shit so bad. He's just like, and then he finally gets to go to the bathroom, and then he's back in the car, and he's like yelling at himself, like, you're such a fucking whore, you're so dirty, like, how do you fucking do this to yourself? And then he goes to eat another chili dog, and everybody's watching the video, like, oh no, man, don't do it. I don't know why, but that just made me laugh so hard.
It's awesome.
I don't know. I might have ruined it for everybody, but go see Naked Gun. It was good.
It's good.
I mean,
like
this summer has had some banger movies, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I want to see what the hell is it? There was some horror flick that looked like it was recent that's in theaters right now, I think. I want to
The
see.
Conjuring: Last Rites.
Oh no, it was definitely not that.
Born.
I don't remember. Oh, maybe it was coming to video. I don't remember. Well, if I remember it, I'll say it. Yeah.
I really liked Fantastic Four. It was really cool seeing Galactus
On an outer space adventure, they were hit by cosmic rays, and the four would change forever in some most fantastic ways. No need to fear, they're here. Just call the four. Fantastic Four. Did they make Galactus a big purple guy?
They did.
Awesome.
It was great. It was very cool to see. It felt very, very comic booky, and I really liked that about it.
Hell
Same thing with
yeah.
Superman. Superman felt very comic booky too.
Yeah, I've heard Superman was good as well.
Yeah, I highly recommend. Like almost every movie that I've seen this summer so far has been very good, with the exception of Happy Gilmore 2, and that was a Netflix movie, and it was also kind of funny too. I mean, I'm not gonna say Happy Gilmore 2 wasn't worth watching. It was very dumb, but
I mean, one guy had a review of it. What the hell was it? I think I remember. He's like it's a perfectly non-threatening nostalgia movie you can throw in the background and not really have to pay attention to, and it's perfectly adequate in this regard.
Yes.
He's like, that's what it is. He's like, it's nothing more than this. It's nothing less than this.
No, that's 100% true. And it was so funny. So many people have died in that since the original movie came out, that they would bring people in and be like, I'm the son of this person. Like, I'm the son of Chubbs, or, like, I'm the son of this person. And it made me laugh because I was like, is this like a running joke?
It had to be.
The entire thing? But it wasn't a joke. They like treated it seriously, like this was their way of getting around that nostalgia hill of the person of being dead, was having their son come in. But it's funny if you do it. It's not funny if you do it once. It's like, okay, I understand what they're doing, but they did it like 4 times in that movie.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing that could have been a really good bit.
I know it was like almost it was, yeah. And what I love about Adam Sandler movies is, and this is something that, like, this is the reason why I like Adam Sandler movies, is because the comedy is very bland and generic, right? But every once in a while, he'll throw in like a really, really weird joke that I don't know why they would put in the movie. Example, in Happy Gilmore 2, he's at the grave of his wife, and they're talking and everything like that, and he's like, blah 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 blah. And as he's walking away from the grave, he sees the grave, and it's like, I think it literally says Mr. Lady, right, from the first movie. and like he can hear from the coffin going, Mister, I'm trapped down here, Mister. And it's like, he's just like, oh, that's creepy, and he walks away. And I'm like, why would they put that in the movie? It's so dumb, but that, like, either it has to be Adam Sandler, because I think it's his brand of comedy.
Yeah, it has to be.
It'd be really funny if this happened right here. And it's like, yes, that's really funny, Adam Sandler. Keep making stuff like, putting stuff like that in the movies makes it really funny. But anyway, it was a perfect
cromulent.
It was a cromulent Saturday morning movie to watch.
Yes, very good.
You're probably thinking Weapons, right? Is that the movie?
I think I am thinking of Weapons. Yeah,
from what I hear, it's like some people really love the ending, some people really or love the third act, some people hate the third act.
Okay,
but we'll see on that. Yeah, the what was the other one? Oh, the one movie that I saw a preview for that. Like, listen, I must have been like the right level of stone to watch it. But the Tron Ares preview, new trailer came out.
Oh yeah.
The 9 Inch Nails soundtrack combined with like a heavy dose of marijuana was awesome.
I'll say that soundtrack's gonna be fucking. I don't know if the movie will be good, but I guarantee the soundtrack will be.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's the thing, is like, I don't need a lot of plot to get in the way of my soundtrack.
Yeah, that's right.
What I want to see is, I want to see a bunch of 9 Inch Nails songs put to music videos.
It's true. It's like that one episode of Twin Peaks: The Return I just watched again, where there's an entire like Trent Reznor music video kind of thing, and then the rest of the episode is just pure insanity.
Was that's episode
Got a light.
Was it not episode 8?
Yes, episode 8.
Yeah.
Got a light.
Yeah, got a light.
Got a light.
Got a light.
One of the most bizarre things
I
I've ever seen.
I think that's the most brilliant episode of television ever put on TV, and I'm not exaggerating. I'm 100%. I am 100% sincere in saying that episode is goddamn art.
Yeah, it's really good. If I described the episode to you, you'd be like, "That is the
that episode.
That's what I'm saying." If I described the episode, even if I described it, you'd just be like, "That sounds like the stupidest fucking thing ever." Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? And like, but when you watch it,
Get out of here with that.
you just cannot take your eyes off of the like, and then it's over, and you're like, "Wait, an hour's gone by already?" Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not it's not for the weak.
True.
Yeah, it's but the Tron Ares, it looks fucking fantastic, and it's like E.T. I watched E.T. this summer. E.T. is not a movie. E.T. is a 2-hour John Williams music video compilation
/ Reese's commercial.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's like a little part with the Reese's. It was not as much as I thought it was. I think it was just back in the 80s they never did product placement like that, so it seemed like it was such a huge fucking deal.
Okay.
So it's like now we think like, oh, Reese's Pieces, and it's like literally one tiny little scene where they do that.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so that's what I was like, oh, interesting. But it's like there's no plot in that actual movie. Nothing really happens. I love watching movies with my 14-year-old because she will tell me, like, she always gives me like a really good perspective on movies.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I'm watching E.T., she's just like, yeah, the entire third act should have been put into like the beginning of the second act. Like there's no reason why this should be this late in the movie. We should not have spent all of that, like all that time that we spent with Elliot and E.T. was so fucking boring by that point.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole E.T. dying thing, that goes on for fucking ever in that movie.
Oh, that movie's way too long.
Yeah. Same thing with Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, really long fucking movie.
Yeah, super long.
I was verily shocked. Verily. So yeah, I thought that was pretty fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. But anyway, other gaming stuff. Oh, we want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons starter.
Yes. The Borderlands, the Keep.
Yeah,
in the Borderlands.
Is it just called the Borderlands?
I think it's just called the Keep on the Borderlands.
Keep on the Borderlands. Yeah, I think that was like the original name. Into the Borderlands. Wasn't that a Kung Fu show?
No, I don't think so. Heroes of the Borderlands starter set is the name.
Heroes of the Borderlands.
Yes, Heroes of the Borderlands starter set.
Yeah, I mean, it looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the most interesting thing about it is that it's so board gamey.
It is. It's very. I also hate the box, but that's besides the point.
Well, perhaps you'd like the alternative starter set. Welcome to the Hellfire Club.
Welcome to the Hellfire Club.
Which is also a thing that's happening. That is an actual thing. They're doing it. They're doing I don't know if it'll be a simultaneous launch, but it'll be a close launch. But they're going to do a D&D, the D&D starter set, Heroes in the Borderlands, and then there's the Welcome to the Hellfire Club version, and the Welcome to the Hellfire Club. Interesting. I mean, I really, 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 really like the aesthetics of the Welcome to the Hellfire Club one, because the Welcome to the Hellfire Club version, all of the books, components, everything looks like it's just using assets from AD&D. So all, like the player, like everything, the way it looks, the visually, it reads as second edition, but it's current edition Dungeons and Dragons rules wise. I think that's really dope. I like that a lot. So I'm a big fan of that. But yeah, so I mean, but it's the same thing. It's got tons of cards.
Yeah, that really does look like the old AD&D stuff,
doesn't it? Yeah.
except for the fact that all of like the kids in Stranger Things are now adults and can't play Dungeons and Dragons because they can't agree on a time that they can all get there because of their work.
It's true.
Yeah,
you are correct.
Like, I got kids now. I can't play D&D.
Can't play D&D no more.
Yeah. They're from Indiana, so they'll probably add some racial slurs in there as well. So
maybe.
No, it totally does. They're in Indiana. It doesn't matter. They're like they're homophobic too.
It's seeped into their brains.
Yeah. Like all of the lead in the water in Indiana, yes, heavy metals poisonings in Indiana. They've all they say racial slurs and they're homophobic slurs, even though they're like, aren't you gay? And they're like, it doesn't matter. I'm from Indiana. I'm gonna be saying these racial slurs and these homophobic slants anyway. So,
yeah, it checks out.
Yeah, because they're awful.
But yeah, so so everything looks second edition, very cool.
Indiana.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. I mean you're justified. I mean anything that's like Bible Belt wise, and like I hate basically if you go 20 minutes south of Chicago, Illinois becomes Garbo as well.
Indiana is the farthest north southern state out there.
Is it more north than Missouri?
Yes, very much more north than Missouri.
Right.
But I mean, like even those states that vote Republican that are in the north, doesn't matter. Indiana is the most northern southern state.
I think I picked it up. You're putting down.
Yeah, it's yeah.
So the big change is like,
wait, hold on. There was one thread I saw on Reddit once where the person was like, what's the worst state in the union? And the person was like, listen, the United States is composed of many different cultures and many different regions that are combined together and form a perfect union. Every one of them has unique things that make them great and worth visiting and enjoying. But having said all that, it's Indiana.
That's very funny.
Yes. Anyway, continue.
So the game is very much set up to be more of a board game presentation, which I have no issue with because are you
talking about Into the Borderlands or the Hellfire Club?
Both. They're the same. They're not the same, but they're the same. Like they have the same. They're a bunch of little books. They're very, very similar. In this regard, and I have no problem with that because I mean my first like deep forays into my own D&Ding were all done with the D&D, various board games. I think I did some Dragon Strike. Oh man, I played Dragon Strike. Are you brave? How brave? Brave enough to thread the dark holds of a dungeon or to survive a Dragon Strike. Yeah, it's great.
I have it looking down on me right now.
Yeah, so that got me super into role playing, and then that from there I played a lot of Rifts, and that really got me into doing my own, not just playing in a role playing, just doing my own stuff. Because I had friends and then relatives who were like, we're playing this game, you should play with us, and I was like, okay, I will. I'm a child.
I am a child.
Yeah, I am a child. I will do this thing. But what got me into doing it myself was the board games, and I think that's really cool. So yeah, I'm a fan of that. I like the look. There were some people complaining about it. They're like, D&D is not a board game, and I'm like, ho ho ho.
You're right. It's a minis game.
Yeah. Ho ho. Oh, you're so wrong, young man. But yeah. So thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, I think it looks cool. I like it. And then another thing I saw, which was just what looks interesting, is a game called Draw Steel. Have you heard about this?
Draw Steel? No.
Yeah, Draw Steel. So
wait, hold on. Before we get there, I wanted to keep working. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the starter set.
Oh yeah, yes, go by all means.
Well, it's because it's been released, right? Or is it coming out?
It is coming out. It is not out yet.
Okay. I actually like the amount of stuff that you're getting in this box set is insane.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's a problem though with it. Do you know how much this fucking set costs?
I mean, I can tell you what it was supposed to cost, and you tell me what it's going to cost after the tariffs.
Well, that's a different story altogether. But we voted for that, Steve. We voted for that.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we?
Duh.
Oh, my bad. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, you don't vote.
My mistake.
So-
Yeah, my bad. I didn't
yeah,
know.
no. Oh, we totally voted for all of this, and we're okay with paying all this money on the tariffs.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's $55.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, there's one reason it's that cost. We already mentioned it. Yeah, it was supposed to be 30. It was supposed to be 35.
It was supposed to be 35.
Yep, it was supposed to be 35. So there you go.
We wanted those tariffs, Steve.
Hey, they're gonna bring the manufacturing back to the United States.
Oh, manufacturing that works so well. Oh God. I just every time I think about manufacturing, bringing manufacturing back to the United States, you know what I think of? I think of an episode of The Simpsons where they have it's last exit to Springfield when they shut off all the power, when Mr. Burns shuts off all the power to Springfield, and then the fake dog poo maker stops.
Yes.
Like we really need to bring that back to the United States, right? We need to bring manufacturing of fake dog poo back to the United States.
Yes.
But yeah, the Heroes on the Borderland. I think that okay, at least the cover art is so fucking subpar. It's disgusting. Like, you know what it looks like? It looks like someone's Kickstarter campaign for their 5e supplement for Dragon Dong, my 5e supplement, which is a supplement all about dragon dongs, different types of dragon dicks, every type that you could think of. It describes them in full detail, gives them full stats. This is what the cover art looks like. It looks like the cover art to my Dragon Dong supplement for D&D.
Yeah, I mean that's why if I were to pick up either of them, there's no question that I'm going with the Hellfire Club version. Like, not even close. Just aesthetic wise, it's so much better.
The Hellfire Club version misses certain tweaks, and I won't go too deep into that because that's getting into stuff like font and kerning and coloring.
Right. It's not perfect. I'm just saying, like, straight up in the head. I'm not getting either. But if I was getting one, I believe there's a clear choice, and it's the Hellfire Club version.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It just for $60, I'm not like. I think when the last starter set came out, like Stormwreck Isles, I want to say it was like $25, $25 or $30 to buy at Target when it came out. And it's like, hey, guess what's going to get people into Dungeons and Dragons? Something that costs $30. You know what's not going to get people into Dungeons and Dragons? Something that costs $60. But whatever. Everything's more expensive nowadays. I'm an old crabby man. Everything's expensive. Anyway, those are my thoughts on that one. I mean, Heroes, Keep on the Borderlands is a classic Dungeons and Dragons adventure. It's not great, but hopefully they updated it enough for this so that it's better. It's fine. It's actually a good proto module for, like, hey, we're going to this dungeon, and the dungeon is above ground. It's a keep. So there you go. Anyway, it's just they want to. I know that Dungeons and Dragons is now staying away from all the classic stuff that would get them in trouble, like slavers and things like that.
Well, yeah, it's because they want to make D&D the everything game, so it's just going to be washed out, like, ghost of what it once was. Because I mean that's just what happens when you make the everything game. Like, yes. you cannot produce challenging content if you make the everything game.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, it's a shame because the only reason people make the everything game is because of greed, which sucks. But whatever.
What are you talking about? Greed is America.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Like, you're not wrong, but it's like you just make another game. It's like, no, we'll just keep doing the same thing. We'll just keep smoothing our game over until it's the most. I mean, even Games Workshop has the same problem where, like, their game has been so smoothed at this point. Like, all of the, I don't want to say, like, the edge, the bite, like, all of the anything challenging about that content is gone. Like any of the, like, the social commentary, the parody, like, it's all lost in the sauce, so to speak. And like, I don't have a problem with vacuous content. I enjoy a lot of vacuous content, but I don't like things that I feel had a very strong thing to say. It's, you know what, the perfect example, you know what it was? Fucking maybe not exactly, but I'll just throw it out there because it's decent enough. The fucking RoboCop remake.
Dun, dun, bum, 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 bum,
Bum, bum, bum. The RoboCop remake is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. The RoboCop remake smoothed over and or straight up ignored every single bit of social commentary that the original RoboCop had. Just 100% just gone. Like the original RoboCop, if you watch that film and you really pay attention to what that, you know, movie says and the things, you know, it is obviously like, hey, corporations are gonna fuck you like really, really, really fucking hard, and they will use anything they can to do it, and they will put their money into your police, and they will fuck you over with your police, almost as if it's a thing that's actually happening. And there's a lot of social commentary in the original RoboCop, which maybe some people listening don't know. Maybe they haven't seen RoboCop. It's possible, but anyway,
How dare they?
I mean, you really should do yourself a favor and watch RoboCop. It's an excellent film. And you watch the remake, which honestly, not a bad action flick. Like I personally thought it was a reasonable sci-fi action movie. The problem with it is that there was nothing RoboCop about that film. There was none of the humor. There was none of the commentary.
Wait. Was there a robot?
There was a robot.
Was he a cop?
Kinda. I don't think they actually
wrong here.
I don't think they actually called him RoboCop at a single point in the movie. I'm trying to remember.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
No, of course, it's just. It's
Maybe sanitized is the.
No, it's not even sanitized. It's just it's something for nothing. That's what it is. There's
That's true. They also took the Ed 209 and just absolutely fucking butchered his design. So
yeah, but that's the whole thing. Is they were like, we need we're gonna replace the things, we're gonna reuse the things that everybody remembers about RoboCop, but it's all of the things that made it good we're gonna ignore. So it's like, oh, dude, a cop becomes a robot. He's got to fight this big Ed 209. We're gonna make it violent. Okay, and then they don't make it violent because they want to get a PG-13 rating.
Yep, yeah, of course. There's that as well. Yeah, there's no violence in it. I mean, not like, I mean, fuck, the original RoboCop got rated X for violence. Like, yeah, that's crazy, bro. In the 80s, like, whoa.
And not even to mention the fact that RoboCop, you know, like the message behind it, like with the corporations and what you're saying is the man was killed and they still made him go to work.
Yes.
That's what you have to deal with in the future. You were going to die and you were still going to have to go back to work.
Yep.
And eat baby food.
And eat delicious baby food. And then the baby food sponsorships. God damn, that movie is so fucking good. I've actually been playing the video game Rogue City. Was on sale for $5 as well, and I nabbed that, and that got me on a little bit of a RoboCop kick because the game was so well done. And of course, Peter Weller is RoboCop in it, which is great. And yeah, it's awesome. I wasn't sure because, you know, it's like it's a AA game, so I was like, maybe this will be good, maybe. And it's fucking awesome. It's super good. I highly recommend Rogue City. If you are a RoboCop fan, play Rogue City. You'll love it.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, but that's the problem. So like it's kind of losing its identity, and that's one of the things I was complaining about. Like, you know, obviously there'll never be another Al-Qadim ever. Like that supplement is going to be buried into the.
Oh, you want to talk about problematic?
Yeah, that's never happening. That's going to go like into the deep depths of the memory hole, and eventually all those who remember Al-Qadim will have perished from this earth. And
the last person who's played Al-Qadim dies, so dies Al-Qadim.
That's right. And so but even they're not Forgotten Realms books, they still feel too much like Forgotten Realms. Like
yeah,
like Spelljammer didn't really give me Spelljammer. I don't know how else to explain it. Like it didn't have. I think it's just there isn't enough, and there was so much stuff that made those supplements unique in second edition, that just are not in the current versions.
You're right. You're right. And I think a lot, you want to know why it's that way? It's because things like Al-Qadim, Spelljammer, um, Ravenloft were really helmed by a very specific group of people who would put that together, and they had a feel to them. They don't want you to play Starjammer or Spelljammer. They don't want you to play what's the other one? Dragonlance. Because it's not part of their narrative.
Right. Yeah, they're releasing it so they can be like, hey, look, yeah, here's your Dragonlance book, and then like give you that token book. They get some money, and they never release any content for your preferred world ever again.
That's 100% exactly right. And I think it's and that's the reason why they're doing it. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't like that.
I'm not a huge fan of it either.
I'm gonna be so bold as to say I don't like that. I think if you're gonna do I think, and that's the thing too is like there's so many things that like you can tell that Wizards doesn't know what they have. Like they don't know how to handle what they have in their hands. Like you can already tell like they don't know how to they're shaking the Dungeons and Dragons logo, and they're like, make money come out, money.
But it also comes down to the fact that no one with passion for that IP is going to work for Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah, or not long.
Yeah, they're going to create their own thing that's going to just be a ripoff of Dungeons and Dragons, because as you've said before, and as I said before, you can't copyright game mechanics.
Yep. And that actually segues perfectly into Draw Steel.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I don't want to take that too much away.
No, it's what you just said is a perfect segue to Draw Steel. So what Draw Steel is Draw Steel. Do you remember I was talking about how like I said that 5th edition annoys me because it's a minis game, but it doesn't go enough to be a proper minis game. So if I were to play it, I would use a different rule set. Like if I wanted to play D&D the way that you like kind of quote unquote have to play it, where you use minis and a table and stuff, I don't think the rules are good enough for that regard. Even though it feels like you still have to use them, so it feels like you're playing a bad minis game when you play D&D 5. Like it's like, nope, this is what you have to do. You have to do these minis, and it's kind of like this kind of sucks. It's not really good enough to be minis, and there are very minis centric rule sets out there that I would play instead if I wanted that D&D experience. And turns out there's fucking Draw Steel, and Draw Steel is 5th edition, but it's a 5th edition total conversion. So it's there's still D20. Their main mechanics. There's some that are very, very different for current edition. The book's over 800 pages. And your characters are strong as fuck. A level 1 hero in Draw Steel, you are already a hero at a local level. So like if you're from like a small village, you're probably a fucking legend. Like you are already like you're like the best dude in your village. So like you're a big thing. And they say like as power level wise, you will be your character should be roughly world famous by level 9 or 10. There's no tracking torsions or rations. You don't even track money. There's a very vague like monetary thing. There's not a gold thing really done, but the game's focus is like 90% on tactical action combat with minis on a grid. So, and it's like you must have a grid. It expects you will be spending a large portion of your time on the grid. It has a huge focus on movement, which is one of the things that I think is awesome and makes D&D style combat actually really good when you have a ton of movement focused combat. So there's like throws, slams, hitting people into walls, off cliffs. It doesn't want anybody standing in one spot just like throwing attacks. So there's a huge thing. And then they've changed the way mechanic works. It is still a D20, but instead of having target number, like straight up target numbers, like how, like in current D&D, it's like, make a saving throw, DC is 14, right? Yeah. Instead, now what you do is instead of rolling a D20, you're rolling 2 D10s.
Nice. I like the D10 system better.
Yes. And you're rolling 2 D10s, and then 2 to an 11 is tier 1. 12 to 16 is tier 2. 17 or higher is tier 3. And if you get a 19 or a 20 natural, you get a critical effect.
Ooh.
And that's that. And the reason I like that a lot is because that actually happens less than on a D20. Because the D20, the critical effect chance is 5%.
Yeah.
The critical effect chance of rolling a 19 or 20 on 2d10s is 3%. So it's more rare, which I like. And then but the way this works is this shit is not also this shit is not subjective, because like I like subjective successes. They have that in the Warhammer Old World RPG. I don't mind subjective successes, but this is straight up like tier 1. Like if your sword will have tier 1 does this much damage, tier 2 does this much damage, tier 3 does this much damage, and then has this critical effect. So what that means is if you notice that, wait, tier 1 it does this much damage, and I didn't say there was a tier 0 because a 2 is the lowest roll. 2 to 11 is tier 1. You can't miss. You literally cannot miss in this game. Like period. But everything is the tier 3s of effect. So so for example, your sword, right? Like, or maybe not your sword, you have an enchanted mace. And like your enchanted mace has a stun, but the stun only comes out on tier 3. So like you might really, really want your stun, but you might have to just settle for only doing damage. Because if your tier 1, if your chop only hits a tier 1 or tier 2, it's like, damn, I only got my damage. I didn't get to do my stun, which I thought was pretty fucking dope. The other thing that's sick is that because everything is this tier system, there's a whole bunch of shit that you do not need to track. So like AC, like you don't, like as a player, you don't need to know the enemy's AC. You're only rolling against those tier results, period. And then everything else is modifiers. So like if you're having, so you're say you're striking, right? It's not just 2d10, it's 2d10 plus your strength bonus. So it's 2d10 plus 4. And I'm like, and also you're in the rain and it's dark and this, so I'm gonna give you a -3. So you're rolling 2d10 plus 1 instead of 2d10 plus 4. So it does modifiers instead of specific target numbers. There is the game still has classes, but they're all overhauled for their game. And then there's another big thing is there's a resource pool, and a resource pool is for class abilities, and every class has a pool. You get points per turn, and then every class has ways to generate more points per turn. And you spend those to do like, things. And then what they did is rather than doing the 4th, because I said before I thought the best D&D minis version was 4th edition.
Yeah.
So this one, I think this one might actually go higher than 4th edition for me, specifically because of this change, which I really, really like. Because of the resource pool. So what they did, instead of giving you a long list of abilities like a PC RPG that have like various cooldowns, like once per encounter, one blah 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 blah, they have abilities that cost points in this resource pool, and you only generate 1 to 3 points per turn. So instead of having a giant flashy ass ability that's once per battle or even once per day, that ability just costs you 12 points.
Okay.
And you cannot get that ability if you've been burning through abilities on every other turn. You have to be stockpiling your class abilities. So like there are attacks and powers that let you generate abilities. So like for example, like the monk probably has a special action which is like when you strike with this attack, the higher tier your result, the more class points you get after the strike. So you can be like powering up while you're fighting, and then you're like, okay, I got to my 15, and I'm gonna do my like badass attack. I think that is a really, really good design that doesn't all of this stuff. It sounds like it would require more tracking, but it is actually far less tracking to do that, because you only throw the points out during the fight. They spend the points during the fight. After the fight, the points are gone. So you never need to think about it past that segment of the game, unlike 4th edition where it's like, wait a minute, you used your daily power already. that kind of thing. It's just gone. It's just not there. There's so many. Like if you want a super tactical, ultra crunchy like beyond crunchy, like minis RPG, I think Draw Steel might be exactly what you're looking for. It would be my recommendation, and it's not quite D&D because, like I said, it is a total overhaul, but it's really close to D&D. And one of the biggest problems that I'm sure anyone listening who has run RPGs knows, getting people to play something that isn't D&D is extraordinarily difficult, because they just don't want to learn the rules for another fucking game system, which I understand. I get it. But this way it's like, yeah, it's pretty much just D&D though. So if you wanted to push people who already know how to play D&D into it, I think you'd have a pretty easy time.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. I mean, I'm interested. I don't know if I would be. For me, I don't want to learn another system as a DM, but I can see it. My play group likes to do the combat. I try to like wrestle it away from them, but
yeah, take a look. You might. I think you will find it being a lot. You will find it to be a lot easier to adapt, knowing the D&D rules already. Because I mean, a whole lot of it is mostly just like, instead of needing to know saving throw target numbers, it's literally just like needs to be tier 2, needs to be tier 3, because that little like bracket of results never fucking changes. So that's what makes it so much easier. And then things that are super super hard, like a ghost, was like, it will have like a -5 to be hit, right? So ghost, so it's got a -5 to be hit. So like when they're rolling, they have a -5. But the best part about that is that, again, you never fucking miss. So the worst case scenario is you do your lowest damage.
Okay.
And I like that. Because one of the things that I've always tried to find a way around myself, and I never really thought of this being just such a fucking easy answer. I feel stupid having not thought of it, but I never considered just letting them always hit.
Yeah, I mean,
so
yeah,
and as a player, like just in general, like what's the fucking worst? Like when you're playing a game and you're like, man, I'm ready, I've got my thing, and then you roll and like, yep, you missed.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, cool, like awesome. I guess I will wait for
my next turn.
And then it's like, oh, I missed again. And that's the thing, I mean, I've played games where like I've had someone who's just like, their rolls were just so fucking bad. He spent entire combat missing. He didn't do a fucking thing in the combat because he just missed.
Well, it's like also on top of there you have what's it called? Like I'm gonna play a class where literally my attacks never miss, like a wizard.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't you play a wizard? A wizard can literally, it goes off every time. Like,
yep.
There's no.
And that's one of the biggest problems that like you don't usually see too often. But like, if you get enough people who are annoyed with that kind of stuff, you will just end up having players who are like, yeah, everyone's playing a cleric.
Yeah.
Like all five of us are playing clerics, and it's like, wait, what? Yeah, we all want to play clerics.
Yeah, because we never want to miss in combat.
Yep, we never want to miss. We want to be able to heal. We want to like that, and that is an actual like. If you are a power gamer, if your entire party just plays clerics, like it's very like you'll never lose. Like the DM will literally have to specifically kill you for you to lose, because clerics are just that OP. Like, and 5 of them is an unbelievable like hurdle to overcome for like to even make the fights challenging is difficult when you have that many clerics, because it's like trying to like as the DM trying to thread the needle of making the fight challenging versus just killing all of them for clerics. It's so fucking hard, because I mean I have dealt with that, and it is not easy.
No, it does not sound easy.
No, it's not. So yeah, it's a lot. I'm sorry, it was 4 clerics and 1 paladin.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, so we had lay on hands as well to deal with. I mean, they didn't quite do it for a power gaming reason. The group they were like, we want to do like a group of crusaders, so like all of us are, it's like, so we're all playing clerics and a paladin. And it's like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, like I mean that makes sense. And then like when you actually like encounter that on the table, it's like, oh Jesus, this is so fucking strong.
I always see it as more of a Shaw from Star Trek thing. Like, we all want to play clerics and 1 paladin. No. And then they look at you like stunned, and you're just like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
We'll pick out new characters.
Yeah. So I mean, but again, this seems to hit a lot of my complaints about what I feel that 5th edition is such a half measure when it comes to minis, because the game really, really wants you to use minis, but it's not, in my opinion, written well enough to reward you for using the minis enough.
I think that might be part of it too with Wizards of the Coast. It's like, all right, so we're gonna get a lot of extra money by selling minis. Okay, that's fine. It's like, okay, we're gonna corner the market on the minis, right? I hate to tell you this.
Yes.
All right, so we'll make the minis as cheap and as cheap looking as possible, and people are going to eat it up. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh God, Wizards of the Coast. Anyway, do we have any other gaming stuff that we want to talk about?
Just one other game that looked interesting that was announced is Dracula versus Hitler.
Ooh.
Very, very. I really, really, really love the concept for this RPG.
I know you do, but I just want to say that this sounds like a game that would have came out in 2012.
Oh, maybe. But
back when everybody was obsessed with bacon and narwhals and shit like that.
So this is you are playing as a universal monster. So you take on the role of a classic movie monster, all right, and you use your supernatural powers to fight the Third Reich, because it is the same time frame, right?
Okay.
And the gimmick is that you are an actual monster, and the universal monster is you, and that's your cover. So you're in the film, like how I don't remember what the fuck there's a name of the guy. We'll just say Universal. So you're a universal monster, and that's your cover story. So like everyone thinks you're a famous actor, but no, you're actually fucking Frankenstein.
They think you're Boris Karloff.
Yes, but you are actually fucking Frankenstein. Yeah, and that's what it's you and your crew going on supernatural espionage missions against the Third Reich, which I thought was.
I would like to put this out there too, that I do always enjoy the fact of when people would say like, yeah, you're playing as Universal Monster versus, Nazis. It's that you have to think of to take a step back and realize that people see Nazis as worse than monsters.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty standard, I think.
To all of our Nazi listeners, tell them
do we have any?
Off.
Do you think we have any? I don't think we have.
No.
Any.
God, no.
I think that's pretty unlikely. They would never be able to handle our woke nonsense podcast.
Yeah, and they also will be instead listen to the lore video where someone just breaks down our podcast and gives down the basic lore of Game Club. None of the context and none of the nuance.
Good stuff.
Because they can't handle actually going to a first-hand source. You know whose fault this is? This is all George W. Bush's fault for when he put No Child Left Behind. Because now we have to just pass everybody. No one gets to fail anymore. So people don't learn primary sources anymore, because you can't fail a person for not learning primary sources anymore.
Hey, Hunter S. Thompson said he thinks he thought Richard Nixon was one of the worst men who ever lived, one of the most evil men in the world, and he would have voted for him 1,000,000 times over instead of Bush Cheney. That's an actual quote. I mean, it's not his exact quote. I what's that?
Paraphrase.
Yes, I paraphrased it, but yes, he was basically like, I would rather vote for Nixon, who I hate and think is one of the worst men who has ever lived, than vote for Bush Cheney. So, so there you go. So thank you, Hunter S. Thompson.
God bless you, you drunk old fool.
Yeah, that guy was awesome.
All right, so go to the Game Classy Facebook page. Is the best way to find the link to the Game Classy Discord, where we post all sorts of memes and fun stuff and stupid stuff and whatever else have you. You could, if you want to see more of my stuff, you can go find me at Game Classy on Instagram. That's where I post some minis. I've been posting some Imperial Fists lately for 3rd edition Horus Heresy. I'm going back and fixing that because my Imperial Fists army was made useless in Horus Heresy 2, and now it's made even more useless in Horus Heresy 3, so I'm just going to go back and fix it up.
Hell yeah.
Because mine as well.
Hey, wait, didn't you say you never wrote down paint schemes because you never go back to your armies? What's going on here?
So, because of that, I actually have been stripping and repainting a bunch of
That's awesome.
I'm not fucking joking. That paint scheme that I used for the Imperial Fist is fucking terrible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I painted it in 2019, I think. So it's an old paint scheme. Yes, I normally do not write down paint schemes because what am I?
I said that this Tomb King's Army is the very first time I'm doing it, so I'm gonna see how it. I'm gonna see if it ever actually matters.
Who the fuck do I think I am that I got to write down a paint scheme for fucking posterity? Come on.
Yeah, I don't normally. I mean, I'm not gonna share it with anyone. It's for myself.
It's all for Silas.
Yeah, it's all for me. I just don't know because it's something I've never done, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do it. Because who knows? Maybe I'll be like, oh, this was a great idea. I'll be like, oh, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a huge, effort sink to just scan a fucking UPC code while I'm painting, but I'm interested.
Yeah. So if you want to see more Steve stuff that he's talking about, you could go to the Discord, and that's where he posts most of his information.
Yes, that's where I'm posting everything on there. Eventually, I hope to start streaming under my secret identity, but we'll see.
Is it a Japanese VTuber girl?
It is not a Japanese VTuber girl. I am not going to try the Bobby Niku route. I'm not a Bobby Niku streamer.
Hey man, I remember playing World of Warcraft as a female character and just having mounts of people give me free stuff for just playing a girl character on World of Warcraft.
That is funny, and that is a very, very time capsule story as well.
Time capsule.
Well, it is because that would not fly now. Now everyone is just like, yeah, that's a dude, no question. Everyone has gotten past that. Like, oh yeah, that's right. Most people using female avatars are just dudes.
Yeah, I saw a comic where it was like, what do girls like playing for 40K? And it was like, well, we have these entire factions that are focused for females to play, and then it's just like the girl going, I want to play the bug.
Yes, I want to play the bug.
I must play bug.
I like it.
I was like, I didn't know women like to play Tyranids, but I guess it makes sense. Whatever. But if you want to help out the podcast, like, comment, subscribe on the iTunes, or you could like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube's. Thank you. Where I put up the podcast if I remember to do it, which I normally don't. So, Steve, until next time.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna watch Wizards today. I'm pretty excited about that.
Ooh, the animated one?
Yeah, the animated one from 1977.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me know how that holds up.
I will. Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a little child, so
it doesn't.
Oh no.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in forever and a day.
Oh, okay. Because I've been on that watching old movies kick. Because the last one I think I told you I was watching Dragon Slayer.
Yes.
Which was better, far, far better than I remembered.
That's another short one, right? I think that one's only like. I don't remember off the top of my head.
I don't think it was super long. It certainly didn't feel super long. Hour 48 minutes.
Okay, yeah. So that's like it's close to 100 minutes. Yeah, it's like a great length for a movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, really good length for me. But yeah, man, what a movie! It was way better than I remembered. 100%.
Yeah. The you know what I picked up on VHS is Life Force. I'm gonna give that
Life Force. I definitely have seen that film, but man,
vampires, Matilda May, full frontal nudity.
Yeah,
it's really the only reason why people remember Life Force, but
yeah, okay.
I'm not saying that they're wrong for doing it that way, but we'll see. It also has the drained puppet, which when you see it, you're like, oh, I'm gonna send you a copy of it. You're gonna go, okay, I remember this picture.
I mean, I've definitely seen it. I just don't. It's like it's not popping. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not popping into my head. But yeah, I've definitely seen it.
Of the zombie, of like the desiccated corpse, you're gonna go like, oh, I've seen this a billion times. Yeah, I had to find a copy of it. There we go.
I'm ready.
Okay. This is so riveting for everybody listening to the podcast.
I'm gonna put. This is like the post credit scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Yeah.
You're like, I know immediately where that's from. I've seen that before.
I'm posting that in the general in the game classy.
I mean, that should really just be our fucking profile.
Our mascot.
Yeah, our mascot is that guy. That's how I feel after listening to discourse about anything Games Workshop. I feel like that guy.
Awesome.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, later.
Game Classy.